If you're talking about the next crew, guess who? Yes, sir. Drek, Tay, and BJ. Yes, you. Next up, represent for Dega Nation line. What the best watch do? The podcast go nationwide. I gon' bless you. They locked in. Let's break down the best ballers in the county. Name your top 10, top 25. BJ breaking down all these stats with facts who find. If you thought that you was new, but them not facts, not that you lied. They're talking about nothing but the GO18s in this conversation. Wasn't the greatest on 18 in this conversation. Giving out honorable mentions all around Dega Nation and giving out flowers and doing some real debating. Like take heed, the best all around athlete that I ever seen. I'm the best all around rapper, others after me. I feel like Bookie Wilson when I'm running, you can't tackle me. I told them people Dega Nation come and join the winning team. No cap, we ball around here. No cap, some dogs around here. I'm talking about Ben living legends all around here. The best we done saw around here. So welcome to Dega Nation Live.
Hey.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes, sir. What's good with you, B?
Good, my boy. We here.
Man, we here, man. We here.
Yeah.
Man, y'all done went and got your podcast producer and turned him into a host, didn't you?
Oh my goodness, bro. We in this thing.
We in there, man. How you feeling?
You good, man? Hey, blessed to be able to do another week.
Look at that. Look,
blessed to do another week.
We didn't even put the colors together. Look at that.
Hey, this a little, you know what I'm saying? I'm vacation on the road, you know. I ain't get suited up for this week. Maybe next week. Maybe next week.
Got to. Next week, got to. Yeah, man. We got some big stuff coming up, man. We're gonna talk about next week, but I'm excited about today, though, B.
Big time.
I'm telling you, we got some history going on right now, B. We got some history going on, man.
Real deal history.
Yes, sir. But before we even get there, last week was huge.
Hey, man, they still hit me up now. They still hit me in the inbox right now about it.
I can imagine.
Yes, bro. Everybody
last week was
everybody top 10, though. Everybody, I don't know what to say, man. Everybody top 10.
Everybody can't make the list.
Everybody top 10, bro. I love it though. I love the dialogue. It's like we ain't had this dialogue in a long time, or have we ever had this dialogue? That's why I like, that's all it is, man.
That's what's so, like, bro. That's what's so great about it, man. Because I'm looking at it from my eyes, man. I'm hearing a lot of stories, a lot of names that I didn't even know was like that in football. Like I've heard some names, like I've even heard of Alfred Banks and even going. I knew about LaCour, I knew about Buki, but I didn't know Nikhil was like that. Nikhil was on like number one on Buki list. Nikhil Swain, like that's why
he was a head hunter,
man.
He's a head hunter.
I had no idea. So us just having these conversations and being able to relate things across generations, man, and bring those stuff that we may not know about, spreading the light on different players, different times in Talladega, especially talking about football. You know the story, the rhetoric when he's talking about Talladega football, man. But
we learned that that's not all true. Like we were once winning. You know what I'm saying? So not all true.
For sure. Hey, the top 10 was fire too, B. I gotta tell you, bro. You ain't missed shit, man.
Listen, that's what I'm gonna say. I get a lot of flack about people hitting me up, but let's keep it a book. I don't think I done missed yet, y'all.
You ain't missed shit.
And it's subjective. It's subjective too, but
when you come with a list, top 10 basketball, and you got stats behind it, and you telling this many all states versus these honorable mentions or no all state, bro, the list certified. The list certified.
It's hard to argue with the resume. Man.
Hey, this next list though,
we're gonna win it.
This man, we got a great topic today, guys. We're gonna get right into it. First off, we're gonna welcome Dega Nation to the Dega Nation Live podcast. We have another episode for y'all today, man. We're doing it big, as you see. You got your podcast producer, Drek, Evan, stepping in as a host.
Hey y'all, clap it up for my boy. My boy suited up from behind the shadow.
Had to come from behind my computer, man.
Yeah.
And we got my host, BJ Webb, man. BJ been holding it down. BJ, I didn't know you could be a good host like this, man. You been holding it down, my boy. You been holding it down, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. You been surprising me, yeah.
Why know you can be a good host? Look, man, if I ain't got nothing, I got energy and personality.
There you go.
I don't care what nobody say. It's in me.
I feel you.
But yeah, we're having fun. Barbershop talk. That's all it is. Barbershop talk.
But like we say, man, big episode this week. We got some big hitters. Some big hitters on the episode, on the show this week, man. Big hitters.
Red Wilson.
Hey, big hitters, man. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and bring them on.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm gonna go ahead and bring them on, man.
Look at him.
Look it up. Yes, sir. Hey, just look at this.
Crazy, man.
Look at this, BJ. Man, we got the current mayor, the former mayor on our platform.
Crazy.
We switching it up a little bit for sports, but we're just showing that, we here for the community. This ain't just sports. We here for the community, you feel me? So, without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce these guys. A Talladega High School graduate. This guy's a Talladega College student president, Talladega College graduate, a teacher at Stemony Road Elementary School, a member of the Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, the other side of 1911.
Okay.
The mayor of Talladega, Alabama, my cousin, Ashton Hall. Welcome to Dega Nation, my guy.
What's going on, man? Appreciate y'all having me, big cuz. What's going on, Coach Webb?
Hey, man, we in here. Baby, we here.
Yes, sir. What's going on? To my guy, my mentor, other big brother, Tim Ragland. Glad to be here with y'all guys tonight, man.
Appreciate you.
Sir. Man, it's a pleasure to have you. We got another big name to introduce here. Another big name. When I say another big name, we're talking Talladega High School graduate, Faulkner School of Law graduate with a Juris Doctorate. Somebody go look up a Juris Doctorate. Auburn University of Montgomery graduate, Marion Military Institute graduate, and the first Black mayor of Talladega, Alabama. Guys, we got Tim Ragland in the building today. Man, we got really put up for that, man. That's history, dog. That's history, bro.
Big time. Big time.
Man, welcome to the show, Tim.
Hey, man, I'm excited. I can't believe y'all invited me, little kid from Knoxville, man. I'm big time now.
Hey, it's called Dega Nation for a reason, man. It's us.
It's us, man. For sure. So, without further ado, we can jump right into it, guys. First off, we would like to say welcome to the show. BJ, would you like to start us off with a prayer before we get started?
Of course. Dear Father, once again, thank you for blessing us to see another day. Thank you for blessing us with the opportunity to have another show lined up with another set of amazing guests, giving the people what they want. Pray that we may continue to put on for our city, to show that we have to unity, class, and continue to shine the light on greatness in Talladega. Christ and pray, amen.
Amen. All right, man. So getting right into it. We want to start off with Mayor Ashton Hall. We're actually going to address this question to both of you, but we're going to start off with Mayor Ashton Hall. So, Ashton, can you take some time and give us your story? Tell us a little bit about your upbringing from high school, your transition into college, what really got you interested into politics. Talk about that transition when you decided, hey, I want to run for mayor. And then just talk about your whole process as up to now. So the floor is yours.
Of course, both sides of my family is from here in the city of Talladega. I stayed on the south side, but my whole family's on the west side. So I tell folks, hey, I'm really from the west side. I just went to sleep on the south side. Man, man, I'm just grateful to be from here, man. From going to Talladega High School, going to Talladega College, man. Even because I was never big on venturing off going far, in front of the family. I'm like, we got a, amazing HBCU right here. Why not go to it? So, man, going to the college, I tell people that was one of the best decisions I ever made, man. No regrets going there. The support I got, how I just developed as a person going to Talladega College, man. Just the people I've met who I've now, call my mentors, who I was there able to shadow from, learn from, be up under. Just to, better myself, in my leadership skills, roles, how I want to give back to the city. I met Tim. I literally met Tim the day I was going to vote for Tim. Literally outside Spring Street Rec, man. I'm not kidding, man. I was fortunate to know him before then. I just I looked up, he was running for mayor, I heard the story, what he want to do. I'm like, that's it. That's the guy right there. And I literally met him walking into a Spring Street Rec to go vote for him. And when we introduced ourselves, man, he was like, yeah, man, come on over to kick it with us, at the Mesk restaurant. That evening he was named mayor. And, just stuck closed in, like I said, that's my big brother. He always was a mentor to me. And he always said, are you ready to take over next time? I'm like, well, I don't know about all that, until I learned, how our government works, the role of our mayor here, things, where they can help out in the city. I say it was never a definite answer. I tried to give us one more term, but he we don't take care of other things, he has set for his life. And when it come time to running for mayor, I made the decision. I prayed about, talked over with family, talked to him. I made the decision to run literally the last day before it was the deadline. Put your name get your name on the ballot, literally. So from then I had lots of support. I didn't just talk to my family, talk to close friends. I'm an educator, so I had to weigh out. If I can still be able to thrive. Being able to be a teacher, being able to do this. Because being able to get reach people, in the school, in the community as well. So it took a lot of praying. Took a lot of thinking. Decision making, but I made that decision. I say I do not regret it. Got a lot of support from not just family but community people as well. Who say, yeah, you need to do it. We need you. So I just grateful just to be in this position, man. Just to help out our city, man. Start a lot of new things. Here in the city. First mayor's ball. Raise scholarship money, give 2 people $2,000 scholarships. Go to college. This year, man. Look forward to going bigger with that. Planning some more things, for back to school thing that's gonna take place right here in the city. Let's just say, y'all remember how Dega Day used to go? We trying,
yeah, man.
I'm trying to bring that back, man. Put it back.
That's big.
It's a lot of good things, man. We got that's going on here in the city, man. So I'm just glad I could be a part of it. And I thank Tim for just paving the way for me. I say he ran so I can walk. That's just grateful for that, man.
Appreciate
man. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Y'all doing some big things at a young age too. Big things at a young age, man. That's what's up, man.
Actually about 24?
23.
Wow.
So youngest in city history. I don't know, Tim. I don't know if Messiah got me over in camp. I don't know if he got me by age though to be youngest in the state.
No,
I'm not.
You're the youngest in the state.
Okay, youngest in the state.
Youngest in the state. Look at that. That's more history, man. More history. History on history on history.
Yeah.
Look at that. I ain't know that either. Cool. So your I kind of understood that you was on Tim's team for a little while, and you said that kind of influenced your kind of decision to want to even think about running for mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Were you thinking about politics at all before that?
I was not. The politics I was thinking about was, when I was at the college, the school of politics, man. I tell people now, of course, it's something you gotta, participate in to get in these certain roles. But I tell man, I'm not a fan of politics. I can talk with you all day. I can tell you, but positive stuff, man. I leave that for the ones who love it, man. But it's just something you gotta participate in, to get in these roles. So
yeah, man, that's big. That's big.
Quick question. Correct me if I'm wrong. Does the mayor's term last 3 years? Am I right? Am I wrong? 4 years.
4.
Gotcha.
Okay. Tim, so I want to pose a similar question to you, Tim. I want you to, kind of just give us your story, your upbringing, high school, transition to college. I know you spent some time in the military. Just dip and dabble into all that, and then go into your experience of becoming the first Black mayor of Talladega, Alabama. The floor is yours.
I appreciate y'all for having me, man. Thank you, Ashton, for those accolades. Born and raised in Talladega too. I'm most of my time spent on the east side, Knoxville, but I had some time on the west side as well. Grew up in the church, I'm Baptist Costal. Started off at Kelly Springs, then moved to City of Refuge in Talladega. But yeah, man. So graduated from high school in 09. Joined the Army actually while I was still in high school. Joined as a junior in high school. Knew I wanted to go to college. Didn't want to put that burden on my family and my mom. So I said, well, I got to figure out a way to make this happen. Had some scholarships coming out, but I really wanted, guaranteed money. And so I joined the Army as a junior, went to basic training, came home for my senior year, graduated, went back and finished my my job training. Came back home, went to the University of Alabama. I was there when they won a championship in 09. And I was like, nah, I ain't gonna graduate if I stay out here. I got to go somewhere else. So transferred to Marion Military Institute, got an associate's there. And I would encourage any young person, get an associate's degree if that's, you worried about money or anything like that, man. Like you're gonna be doing those classes whether you at UA or Auburn or whatever other big school, but you're gonna do it for a whole lot less cost. And so I went to Marion and got my associates, transferred to AUM, got my bachelor's in political science. Like Mayor Hall said, I love politics. I've always enjoyed politics and history. And I had in the second grade, a teacher told me that I could be president. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I can. Now I don't have that same, I don't want to be president anymore. But at that time, that's what that's the bug. That's when the bug bit me. Early. And so I thought about it, like, okay, I could be mayor. And at the time when I was a young kid, I didn't know that we hadn't had a black mayor. But as I got older, I went to the military, got the opportunity. I was in the Army for 8 years. Got the opportunity to see different places and meet a whole bunch of different people. Live in Montgomery when I was in school and just see how other cities did things. And I would come home and I'm like, and that's the same pothole that was there when I left 6 months ago. That building still vacant for 3 years. Like what's going on? What's the mayor doing? And at the time I went and looked and I didn't like what I saw. And so I said, I'm not going to complain about it. I'm gonna run. And I kind of talked myself into it and talked myself out of it 1,000 times. I finally had a meeting because I worked on, in between graduating and running for mayor, I worked on campaigns. I worked on a presidential campaign in 2016 and worked for several other campaigns in between that. And Stephen Reed was running for mayor. He had announced he was running for mayor in Montgomery. So I drove up to Montgomery to have a meeting with him. And I kind of put out a fleece, as they say. I gave God a test. I was like, if you want me to run for mayor, when I go have this meeting, like I said, if he offered me a job on this campaign, that's my sign that I'm not supposed to run. If he don't offer me a job, that's my sign to run. Now, mind you, I've worked on the presidential, I've worked on the Senate, I've worked on a whole bunch of races at higher offices, right? I'm a shoe-in for this job is what I'm thinking. Like, there's no way he's not going to offer me this job. So I go in and had a meeting. My line brother actually was with me. He's worked on campaigns too. And so in the meeting, like Reed's like, all right, Christian, you want to come work on the campaign? And I'm like, what? Like I got a little bit more experience than him. Like, how you going? Yeah. And I was like, all right, well, I guess this is the sign. So came back, man, and threw my hat in the ring and had a whole bunch of support. Like Mayor Hall said, man, people from all over the community reached out, wanted to help. It was amazing to see the support that I got. Especially, being at home, sometimes it feels like you don't get the support that you get outside, but man, to be able to get that at home, people just calling saying, I'm praying for you, you're doing a good job, all those kind of things just really made my day on a lot of days when it was hard. So man, once I won, it was crazy. I got calls from people like Cory Booker, Senator Cory Booker from New Jersey, text me. Joe Biden shouted me out on Twitter.
Big names, man. Look at him.
Like, I'm like, how y'all even know that? Like, I still don't know how Cory Booker got my number and called me, but he called.
Man, you big. You big, Tim?
Like I didn't think that it would go.
Yeah.
I didn't think winning that election would go to where it went. Like I didn't, you know, I knew I'd be the first black mayor, but I didn't think people outside the city would really care, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was crazy. And I got a lot of hate. I mean, I could show you I could show you the messages from Facebook Messenger. So if you send me a message on Facebook Messenger, I probably ain't gonna see it because I don't really look in it no more.
Oh man.
Just like some crazy, and it's just like, hey, what did I do to you? You know?
Yeah.
But it was much more love than hate.
For sure.
Much more love than hate. And man, being able to lead my city, being a mayor of the city at the time, I was the youngest mayor in the century. And then Ashley come along. I was 29, man. He come along at 23. Like, come on, man. But nah, man, it's been a beautiful journey. Met my wife at the beginning of it. She wasn't my wife then, obviously, but met her at the beginning. While I was mayor, we had a daughter. Just a whole lot of life and growing up. Yeah, man, we whole lot of stuff. I don't know what other questions we got, so I ain't gonna go into everything. But yeah, man,
you good. You good.
I just got a question. So a lot of people get degrees, right, and they can't get a job in their degree, or the degree don't help them in a job at all. So you say you got a political science.
Yeah.
Did that? How much did that degree really help you in being the mayor? Did it help at all, or was it like you know what I'm trying to say? Like a lot of times we get degrees and don't do nothing like this for real.
I think it helped more when I was running than it did when I was after
While you was in.
Yeah. Law degree helped a lot though. Like that was worth the money.
Oh yeah.
That was during. That was before you ran, during, or after? Like, yeah.
I was in my second. So law school is 3 years. I was in my second year when I ran.
Okay.
So I got my law degree while I was. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you got that recognition, man, from not just in the city. I'm glad you got the recognition in the city, but also to see you got big time recognition. Joe Biden and other senators from different states and whatnot, man. That's huge. So I'm glad they gave you your flowers, man. And we want to make sure we give you your flowers as well, bro. What you did was huge, man. You're much appreciated, and I just want to make sure you know you appreciate it, bro. You mean a lot to the community for sure.
I appreciate that.
And just Joe, you people always watching. You don't know who watching, man.
You don't know who watching.
You got a clue who watching, man. That's crazy. Wow.
Hey, and you never know what you might want to do in life, man. You may have an itch. Like Ashton said, he never thought about being the mayor, really. And then just that itch came and boom, something big like this. So, in life, just be prepared at all times, man. But we got a lot more questions coming, so we can jump right into them.
Yeah.
So you kind of jumped into it a little bit, Tim, but I really want you to kind of just take us through that moment and those emotions that you were feeling when, when you won that runoff, it got right there to the last minute and you really knew that you had become the first black mayor of Talladega, Alabama. Can you just take us through that moment, take us through those emotions?
Man, it was a whole bunch of emotions. Like first, I'm excited. So when I got the call, let me go back to before the runoff. The first election, the incumbent mayor had 55% of the vote. I had that's not 45% of the vote. I had 28, and then because there were 6 people running for mayor, you have to get above 50% to win. So nobody reached that threshold. So at that point, I'm thinking like, okay, the first thing, and this is where the political science degree came in, because just studying elections and that kind of thing. There's 6 people running, or 5 people outside the current mayor at the time that were running. That told me that people wanted something different. Then he got 45% of the vote. The reporter asked me, well, how you feel about that? Because you only got 28%. It's going to be really hard to overcome that, whatever. And I said, well, he did win 45% of the vote, but 55% of people voted against him. So that gave me some more confidence going into the runoff. Right. And it's kind of all how you see things, right? Like you can see the glass is half empty or you can see it as half full. and it's especially what you tell yourself is so important. That's something I've learned over this time. But anyway, so man, we get to the runoff, and I said, okay, I'm not going to stress myself out this time. I'm not going to City Hall and waiting for every piece of paper to come out and look at all the votes. Like when it's over, it's over. However it turned out, that's how it's supposed to turn out. So I'm sitting at the restaurant, and I don't know, man. It's probably polls closed at 7. It's probably 8:30, 9 o'clock. Not too long after the polls closed, and I get a call from the person that was up there watching the polls for me, and she said, "You won." And I'm like, which polling place is like? Did I win? You saying Knoxville? Did I win? What part did I win? She's like, no, you won. You the mayor. I'm like, what? And from that moment, man, it was shock, happiness, and honestly, fear. Yeah. Yeah, some fear, because like it's, you're talking about it, but now it's time to the rubber meeting the road. So it was some fear definitely too. But man, that night was a whirlwind.
Man, I can imagine. I can only imagine. After being read in, like, what was that first week of being a mayor like? I know it was a whole bunch of new stuff too. What was that first week like?
Man, it was like drinking out of a fire hose, truly. Because it's just so much to learn. Like you trying to figure out little stuff like where's the bathroom, or you trying to meet all the staff and get to know everybody. You're trying to find out the city's finances and any and all issues that's going on, man. It's just a whole lot to take in that first week. And honestly, man, it take probably about a year to really get a good hold on where everything is, because there's just so much that's going on. You're trying to find out about all the budget and the finances. There's always legal issues and making sure you stay abreast of that. And then you got I can say it because I ain't in office no more. So y'all, this not from Mayor Hall. It's from Tim. You got the city council trying to throw you down a cliff every chance they get, and just trying to navigate that politics and understanding, like, some people who present one way in public are totally different in private. Because when I came into office, I was like, oh, it's all kumbaya. We're going to work together. We're going to change the city. And, I'm like, I can remember a situation, the first council meeting, right? I think it was Coach Dawson reached out and said, hey, the basketball team needs some funds for X, Y, and Z. This is how much we need. I said, okay, cool. Send them the form to fill out, send it to the council, talk to them. Hey, this is what we got. This is what we got going on. Y'all cool with supporting this? Yeah. All 5 people on the council. Yeah, we cool. Get in the meeting. Nah, we can't do it. Wait, what?
Switched it up.
We just talked about this. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's a lot to learn.
Understood. Okay. All right. So moving forward, thank you, Tim, for that. So the same Ashton.
I would say I would love to hear Ashton answer the same question.
I know I was just gonna say
for real?
Same question.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right, so going into me when it comes to the getting down to, of course, I went to another runoff. I went to runoff as well with former Mayor Cooper. Good guy.
That's the same one I had to go with.
Yeah. Like I said, good guy. He passed. Fortunately, passed a couple months ago. So good guy. Went to a runoff. First time I think I came out to be 48 to, he was below than me. I can't remember the exact numbers though. But for the first election, I had percent of 48. He did have below than me. So when you don't reach over 50, you can't got to go into runoff.
Yeah.
So got back out there again. Hit the campaign trail, family, frat brothers, friends, knocking on doors. Second runoff came. Tim, I was with Tim. Tim, right? He didn't go to City Hall, but man, I was up here at City Hall, man, pacing the floor. That's how it's getting to it, man. And they finally put the thing out there. They were like, "Oh, you won." I'm like, I couldn't see the paper because Tim know the writing on it this small. So everybody was like, "Oh, you won." I ain't believe nothing yet. Didn't nothing click in. Then Steve Dixon, he went up there and read. He said, "Hold on, let me check." He said, "Went up there and read it." Turned around and said, "You the mayor," and that's when it clicked in. I'm like, "Oh my god!" So left there, went back to my watch party, man. Celebrate with the family and all that. Of course, like Tim said, that first week, phone started ringing. Hey man, we want you here. Can you come here, man? We love to meet with you. We love to sit down with you. And I had to, get in my mindset with my family. Tell you, like, you ain't gonna be able to make everything. You got a whole turn to go through. But basically, what he said, man. Coming in, getting acquainted with everybody. When it comes to our council, we did have a few, new people on the council. Well, just two, really, just two. Now we got 3 new people on the council. So, getting acquainted with them, you have good relationships with. I just be not saying can't be from don't have to be from my standpoint. You have a good relationship with some, you don't have a good relationship with some. So, but my whole thing was, as running, what we're going through now, we gotta put those personal vendettas to the side. All this hatred, because man, you gotta come together, man. We gotta get to work, because the city had a lot of good things going on. We won't keep that way. My slogan was when I ran, "Let's go to the next level together. Help make Talladega greater." And behind that slogan, I'm like, we already had our first Black mayor made history. Youngest Black mayor made. A lot of great things took place on his leadership, on the past leadership. So I'm like, hey, let's go to the next level together. I mean, we're already at one great level. Let's continue to go higher, but it's got to be a community thing. It can't just be your mayor, your council, your city manager. It has to be a city as a whole. You got to come from your community people as well. You can sit back and you can express your feelings, talk how you want to, but are you really putting what you're saying? Are you really putting your feet to the ground? You know what I'm saying? So, Best had the same story, when coming in to, getting acquainted with everyone, learning where everything is at, how to navigate, through certain departments, where you can help out, things like that. So, going good.
You want to go, Drek? You want me to ride?
It don't matter. Go ahead, man.
Okay, I gotta go. Okay. First, hey, don't act like you hear Ashton say he had a watch party like he was a first round NFL draft.
Oh yeah, man, I had to have that watch party.
Watch party, boy. They had a pop of champagne and everything. Okay. So look, okay. So Ashton, I don't think you. Ashton, how long have you been in office? How long have you been the mayor? How many months?
Going on 8-9 months.
8-9 months. So this question, you might be just too new into the term for this question. So I'm gonna ask Tim this question. Tim, over your term, 4 years, right?
Right.
What are you most proud about? Like the thing that you did. What are you most? What can you look back and be like? You know what? I did that on my term. What would that be?
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
yeah. Hey, come on, man.
Most proud.
Yeah. And I know you've done several things. So if you could pick one, what would it be?
One thing that I'm most proud of, man, I think it would have to be. I felt like when I came into office, there was not a lot of pride in the city. And I'm not the only person that participated in this, but being able to help show that Talladega can do, we're not what's painted in the news on Fox 6 or ABC 3340. Like we are actually a community. We have productive people in our community, and good things can come from Talladega, and good things are happening in Talladega. I think that's probably the thing that I'm most proud of, is being able to represent my hometown. I felt like I represented it to the best of my ability, and I think the test of that for me, if how well I served, was if the city elects another Black person after me, that tells me that, okay, I did a good job. Because what I didn't want is for me to be the first and last Black. Like that's kind of the test that I had. And like once Mayor Hall won, I was like, okay, I didn't want to be like, no, we can't elect another black person because you see what Tim did. Like that's not what I think that's probably Mayor Hall is what I'm most proud of. And I didn't make Mayor Hall the mayor, but his tenure came because hopefully I did a good job and people saw that you can be young, you can be black, you can whatever stereotype you want to look at, like that's not what you should be judging. You should be judging a person's character, what they're going to do. And so I hope I was successful in that.
Good answer. Drek, no, Ashton, I know you only 8-9 months in. I can't answer this. You can. Is that question too soon for you? Or is that something you've already been a part of in this first 8-9 months? I feel like, man, I feel good about that. Or maybe that, I don't know, maybe it's too soon. You talk. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. As I stated earlier, man, when I got in with help my family, we were able to establish the first mayoral ball in the city of Talladega, man. This is something you may hear from big cities like in Birmingham that's happening, man, Huntsville, things like that, man. We were able to bring that down here. And all the proceeds and that's going to be an annual thing that we do every year. And like all the proceeds that we raised from that ball went towards high school seniors so they can be able to have scholarship money going into their freshman year of college. So that was the first main thing that I am proud of, that we were able to start here in the city, because we never had nothing like that down here. So being able to be the first to implement that and have that here in the city, that's one of the main things I am proud of so far. So it can only go bigger and better from here.
That's big. That's big. Dega Nation Live will definitely be at the mayor's ball this time around. Dega Nation Live will definitely be there. Okay, man. Hey, this to both of y'all. What's your favorite spot to eat in the city?
Ooh.
Your favorite spot in the city?
I got
just one.
One.
Hey, if you got two,
right? Just say just one.
Shot a couple of them out.
Oh man, I'll let Mayor Hall go first.
Oh man, okay. Well, I'm going to tell you one, especially when
I know when we eat at a lot together. We go to Stampede a lot together.
Exactly. That was the first one I was about to talk about. Now I ain't been in. It's been about a couple months since I've been there.
Yeah, can't go wrong with Stampede.
Stampede. Yeah. That is literally the main spot. Not just me and Tim, man. When I was in the college, man, me and my advisors, friends, man, we there about every week. That's not even exaggerating, man. So Stampede, you just get down, just somewhere, go in and sit down, just good vibes in there. I'd say next to that, I'd say, probably Zaxby's American Day or something like that. But definitely, I did have a chance, going to Buddy's, which is good as well, especially since they switched over their management. They were good then. They're still the same, still good now. They got a lot of new things. So, those are about my top restaurants that I eat around here.
Okay. Tim.
Man, like you said, Stampede. It kind of depends on my mood too. Yeah. Kind of depend on my mood, because if I want to sit down, then I go to Stampede. If I want something quick, again, depending on my mood, I'll pull up at Zaxby's. I'll pull up at American Deli. They ain't necessarily quick all the time, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, and it's not a restaurant, but I told him I think he need to get a restaurant, but I don't know, where he at in that process. Brad, you got to throw Brad in there too.
Yeah, man. Hey, I ain't tried him out yet. Man. I gotta get over there.
No. Hey, Drek.
I got to. And I've been seeing the plates on Facebook and whatnot. Hey, I gotta get it. Man, you can't mention food in the city without mention tea time wings, man.
Can't mention.
Oh yeah. Can't mention.
That's a staple.
Oh, Drek, I got a question. All right. This might be a little bit difficult, or it might not be. I just want to like an answer of a thought process. I'm starting with you, Tim. Speaking of food, what is it that's holding us up from like getting another sit-down restaurant? Why is Stampede the only restaurant we got in Talladega? And you might not have the answers to that, but I'm just curious,
I got an answer. So this is something. So what I wanted to do while I was mayor, I wanted Chick-fil-A, I wanted Starbucks.
I heard about Chick-fil-A for a long time, but it never came.
Yeah. So what they do is they have these surveys. They look at how many people come into and out of the city. That's one of them. Mm-hmm. They look at the income of people in the city. They look at how many people own homes in the city. Mm-hmm. How much gas people, like, it's so much information that they take in to make decisions on where they choose to have a franchise. They add all of that up and they say either these people can afford to support our business on a consistent basis, like not just I'm going to Chick-fil-A one time out a week, or so that's what they look at. And if you don't meet that minimum threshold, they like, nah, we'll try y'all again in a couple of years.
Yeah, they got to make sure they get that return on investment, man.
Exactly.
Ain't put no money out unless they get some money back.
Yeah.
I just know we need more than one sit down restaurant. Stampede all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But I know it's always more that goes into it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that easy. I'm just curious, like, why can't we get a,
And I'm glad that you asked that, because when people who are curious about that, they're able to have the knowledge of how that things like that work. Because I tell people all the time, we can't make a restaurant come down here. It's not ran by us. Right. It's not. We don't go over there. I told some people, somebody was like, man, folks at Zaxby's, they ain't doing. I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do with me. But they
want you to go in there and get them right.
Yeah, that's a whole different. That's a whole different company. They got whole different people.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that I appreciate Tim for.
Yes, sir.
That's really gonna be about the same thing that I say.
And I can't tell you, man, during my term, how many restaurants I met with.
Wow.
To try
name them. I gotta know.
Man, I talked to Lord, I'm forgetting the woman's name. Y'all know who Slutty Vegan. I talked to her.
Yeah, she in Atlanta, I think.
She in Atlanta. She's in Birmingham too.
Yep.
And before she went to Birmingham,
she got franchise that BJ. All over.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I want to say she's in Dallas as well, but she's in Texas or somewhere, Louisiana, somewhere. Yeah. So I talked to her and I was like, listen, I know you're looking. They were having something at Talladega College. She was bringing down a food truck. I was like, what do we need? Pinky, that's her name. What do we need to do to get you to come again? She didn't go into as many metrics as the national franchises like a Chick-fil-A, like a Starbucks. But the metrics that she did have, we didn't meet. So, I mean, it's kind of a vicious cycle. Then they look at jobs, like how much jobs are paying in the community. It's just a whole bunch, man, that goes into it.
Okay. In your personal opinion, will we ever meet the criteria? That's a hard question, but I don't care. I'm here for the hard question. I don't care. Because listen, y'all, since I was a little boy, I've been hearing about we gonna get a Chick-fil-A, and we ain't never got it. So obviously, yeah.
I'm gonna answer your question, but I'm gonna bring it around. All right. So the issue that I had with the city council that I serve with the exception of Dr. Patterson, who like he just got it. I mean, and there was a couple others, but I'll give flowers to Dr. Patterson because he helped me out so much in learning everything I need to know. To answer your question, yes, I do think we can, but it's a qualified yes. Yes, we can if we start doing the little things right. We get the low-hanging fruit. We miss out on that so much. Like we have opportunities to improve the city and we don't do it. And by this, I'm talking, this ain't on Mayor Hall, this on the council. If they get mad, get mad at me, whatever.
Give examples. I need examples, yeah.
So during my term, early in the term, there's an opportunity we get. There's it's called ADEM. They're over the environmental things that happen in the state.
Okay.
So they have a grant process. The grant can be a grant. You can get a loan from them, or you can get a loan that turns into a grant, right? So we had that opportunity. We applied for a loan, and they said, we'll give you the loan. The loan was for $10 million to improve our water system, which has been neglected since the 80s.
Okay.
They said, we'll give you $10 million for this if you will spend $100,000 to build pipes into Waldo so they can get water directly from the pipes. We already sell water to Waldo. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. We already sell water to them, right? They just they're not connected to the city's water system. So the council's like, oh, and they said, we'll give y'all the loan for $10 million. And if y'all do this part with Waldo, we'll convert that to a $10 million grant. You don't have to pay it back.
Yeah.
The council's like, nah. It's free.
No way, they said it.
Yes, they said it. It's $10 million free. Free money. Number one, our pipes are, I'm not gonna say badly in need of repair, but they need repair.
Badly needed repair. That's the correct phrase.
Our pump systems need to be updated, right? And you turning down $10 million? That doesn't make sense.
All you gotta do is meet the requirement.
So no. From what I'm saying is spend 100,000, get 10 million. Am I right? Am I wrong? What you just said?
Spend 100,000 and get 9 million or 9.9 million.
Same thing.
Right. Like it's easy, low hanging fruit. You want to go back a little further. Honda wants to come to Talladega. You don't want to.
I heard about that.
It don't make sense.
Drek, we would have got all that stuff Lincoln got. All that stuff Lincoln got. That's what been
right.
Man,
you, and it's now this piece isn't necessarily on anybody in the city, but I think there should have been more pushback on it. They come in building the bypass. Why do they call it a bypass? Because it's bypassing the city. It's killing us. It's not driving traffic, which hurts us when we go to these businesses and say, hey, can you come to, like, no, you don't have enough traffic. So yes, if we do. So to answer your question, we ain't get no Chick-fil-A. I ain't saying that. It's just gonna take some people with some sense, man. Because like this stuff is common sense. Like all of us have to make these kind of decisions. They at home, like we get at our kitchen table, like, all right, if I can, it's a couple more zeros added to the city budget. What's the city budget now? Like 25. It was 25 million ish when I was mayor. It's probably somewhere still around there.
Area,
yeah. And we just got to do the little things. We gotta have people in office who care more about the city than they do their own personal agendas. Like we got people like there was a person on the city council. I'm not gonna call a name, but if you know, you know. It was a woman. There were only 2 women on the council when I was mayor. And it wasn't Vicky Hall. Who
there it is.
Allegedly, I put my lawyer term in, allegedly, like she would get mad about where I'm sitting at on the council days. Ma'am. And I try to respect older people. I can't tell you how many times I cussed that lady out. Because you talking about something that doesn't matter. We're talking about, I don't mean to take all the time, y'all, but we're talking about people's lives, right? Like the decisions that are made here affect the entire city, 16,000 plus people, and you worried about where I'm sitting. Please get out of my face.
I feel that. With that being said, how much of the outside, like you said, the council members and everything, how much outside of the mayor itself matters when it comes to making all these big decisions?
You mean out? So ask that one more time.
Outside of yourself, the mayor, you come up with your good ideas, you come up with your ideas, right. But how much of the outside, the other members, the council, and everything else that goes on, the process, whatever all it is in that bubble, how much does everything outside of you really dictate those decisions that are being, made?
Like 95. a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Gotcha. I get that. Okay. Man, Tim, like I say, man, the floor is yours, man. Y'all can talk as long as you want to. So as long as you got some good content coming out, hey, the floor is yours. Don't worry about that. Let's see what's going on, BJ. Hold on. I'm gonna pop you off till you get right. Okay. So moving forward, Ashton, man, how is the city doing right now? and what are some opportunities and maybe some challenges, that you're seeing with the city?
Gotcha, man. We are, as I said, man, we are progressing, slowly but surely, man. We just got in our new city manager, Mr. Derek Swanson, coming out to Tuskegee, man, who has been in that position, for some years, has the experience, man. He's coming down here, implement some great things, changing the morale, the culture, of Talladega City, but he's starting with City Hall, man. He's coming in, man. He's making the place look more warm and changing the atmosphere of things. We just implemented our new campaign we have now that says we love Talladega campaign. That's encouraging the city leaders, the city community, to like I said, going back to coming together, man. Helping your city, help beautify your city, man. Support your city. Think of the positive things. Spread the positive things about your city, man. All that's implemented to this new campaign we have for our city, man. That's what it's going to take. We keep sitting back and think about the negative things that are going around. Continue spreading everything. We'll never get nowhere. Mm-hmm. But if we think about the positive things, get out there ourselves, help out, pick up certain things. You see something wrong here, okay? Go try to help fix it. Don't just sit back and complain about it when you can help out or you can get your hands, down and dirty on that as well. So that's what we're working on now, pushing the city. When it comes to I always ask about the stores and different things. It's going back to what we talked about, before. That's a whole different company. There's nothing that we can't do, but we got to have. We are in the process of making our city to where people want to say, hey, let's go check out Talladega, man. Hey, I want to put something out there in Talladega. So, even though going back to this thing we say about the bypass, man, the bypass is one of the main things, that keep people from coming to the city. I had someone tell me they're out their mouth, man. I can remember last time I came through Talladega City. They said, as soon as I come down 77, I can go right around the city, get to where I need to go. So, man, we want to be able to attract people into the city of Talladega, man. As a small town, we still have a lot of great things here, in the city that people are, unaware of, so that's what we're trying to do. Just build morale back up, build support, build the care for our city, build a community, team building the community efforts back up. I think we'll be a good striving city.
For sure. Hey, I'm excited. I'm excited about the future for Talladega, man. You can see a lot of, there's this wave of people really wanting to really care about the city. I can really see that, just watching and paying attention. So very excited about that. Can you speak to some of the things that you guys maybe are focusing on, or ideas that you're having as far as improving how the city looks, the roads and the entry points and whatever all those different things?
So when it comes to, even Tim can back this up, when it comes to paving the roads, they just got done with the grant. I know to pave certain amount of roads, so I'm not sure when they will vote on when they may come around again to where they will start implementing some more budget to do that. We are starting out. We do have a grant now, as you can see, as some people know, you may see on news, you can see around the city. We do have our demolition project going on now, where we have these these houses that are just sitting there in our communities that that's run down, falling apart. We do have a grant that is allowing us people to get those houses torn down, just to help, that helps with the neighborhood look. You won't about come in and say, oh, these houses ragged, oh, they tear. Once you get those down out the way, you can, start beautifying your neighborhood, start feeling good about where you come from. So those are just a few things we have now, going back to our We Love Talladega campaign. That's all that's, pointing to, we have to, before we can invite somebody to our house, we have to, better ourselves. We can't expect no one to come in, see the positive side, and we're not showing or talking about the positive things here in the city.
Sure. So. And speaking of some of those positive things in the city, man, that's a lot of history in Talladega, man. As you see, we got our brothers here. We're representing Divine Nine. We got Kappa Alpha Psi Alpha Phi Alpha. I'm Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Did you know that the first chapter of Omega Psi Phi fraternity in Alabama was at Talladega College? The first chapter. So they thought about, hey, we need to spread this fraternity to different states, and Alabama is represented as a state, Talladega College was the college they chose in this state for that. I mean, so Talladega's big, man. Talladega's big. We got rich history. If I'm not mistaken, now somebody correct me on this. Was there like a somebody who ran with Martin Luther King or something like that came from Talladega or Talladega College? Yeah. Or was that somebody who's heard from the grapevine?
Dr. King came to he had a, can remember I'm right, Tim, I should know, even though I went there. Dr. King, had a meeting with I can't think his name. They're gonna give me for that, I remember, but he had a meeting right here at Talladega College in the chapel, talking about different things that we're going through now. They were going through at that time, when it comes to campaign and things like that. I can't remember the guy name who he came to here and met with, but going back to what you said, just about the Omegas, man, the first chapter in the state of Alpha, the Deltas as well, they all started right here, in Talladega. So that's another thing I love, man. Tell me about the history of Talladega, man. First, if I'm correct about this again, the first AACP chapter started right here at Talladega College. Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah, so a lot of great history that's tied back into this city.
Yeah.
Great history, man. That's big, man. We all love Talladega, man. We know we want to see Talladega flourish. We know what you guys are working on. We know we're getting there.
And we do also have the smart. I forgot the Smart Dot grant. That is making the city more accessible. Especially for our AIDB students and residents that we have here in the city. Have plans to ensure that they are ADA compliance as well. And we do also we do have a 5-year road paving plan that's it's also going to help enhance our parking and recreation as well. So I had that just clicked in. So
go ahead, BJ, and I got a question right after you. Go ahead.
Well, he just said something. Well, I promise you, I was just going to go there. And I don't know if you got the answer to this directly, but I was going to ask, what do we have to do to get our like Beaviston and Brecon Rec? They just sitting there, abandoned buildings, and that's where we used to hoop at coming up. So a lot of the kids are youth. They don't have nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? That's why they out on the street. But we got 2 recreation centers that's not being used. You know what I'm saying? So what could be done? I don't know if you got the answer, but I'm just curious, why are they not open to the public?
Gotcha. Well, all I'm gonna comment is on when it comes to Brecon, I'm gonna comment on certain things I would not make a comment on, just for the sake of city.
For sure.
Brecon Rec Center is not owned by the city anymore. That has been sold. I don't want to bring up that moment again, but that's what that. When it comes to Beaviston, we know the stand that Beaviston is in, it's still utilized for games and things. But going back to city manager, we are in the process of going over there, just making it to where, of course, it needs a lot of work, but we are in the process now of making it to where how can I put this? Making it more appealing, to what it can be, just getting over there, making it look welcoming, than what it really is. So, a lot of good things that can't come on right now. But that's all I can say. It will be, best believe it, trust me, it will be utilized and will be looking better than what it is right now. Because I totally agree, they can be utilized when it comes to the Brecon, the council they voted to build that building. But like I said, that's all I will comment on that. I don't want to get back started on that. But yeah.
Understood. So on that same theme of the kids not really having much to do in the city outside of school, are there any plans or focus on youth engagement activities in the city, specifically tiered towards our teens, man? Because our teens, we're losing a lot of our teens to the streets, violence and crime and stuff like that. Is there any focus on trying to give them something to focus on other than that?
We partner with, us as a city, that's one thing I am fortunate to do is partner with a lot of different groups. I tell people, of course, a lot of people look for everything. Just be honest, they look for everything to come direct out of City Hall. But it's going back to, being a community thing, when it comes to Talladega 7, connecting strong. I know the city school system has, the after school summer bridges program. They have the breakthrough program, which I got a chance to meet, which they say, they are looking to have more numbers in their program. So, you know, and the Boys and Girls Club, you know, is still active here. You know, my fraternity, you know, we just launched back up our Capital League program that focuses on young gentlemen in the high school grade levels.
So special.
If you're talking about the next crew, guess who? Yes, sir. Drek, Tay, and Big J. Yes, you. Next up, represent for Dega Nation line. What the best watch do? Watch the podcast go nationwide. I gon' bless you. They locked in. Let's break down the best ballers in the county. Name your top 10, top 25. DJ breaking down all these stats with facts who fine. If you thought that you was new, but them not facts, not that you lied. They talking about nothing but the GOATs in this conversation. If you wasn't the greatest on 18, then in this conversation, giving out honorable mentions all around Dega Nation and giving out flowers and doing some real debating. Like take heed, the best all around athlete that I ever seen. I'm the best all around rapper, others after me. I feel like Boogie Wilson when I'm running, you can't tackle me. I told them people Dega Nation come and join the winning team. No cap, we ball around here. No cap, some dogs around here. I'm talking about Ben Ben, living legends all around here. The best we done saw around here. So welcome to Dega Nation live.